All right, shalom to the Lord's elect. This is just going to be like a part 2 to the video I did last night. I was playing a clip from this film, Outside the Wire, from it's a Netflix movie, just came out this year. And it was a pretty damn bomb movie. And I just kind of want to land back on some of the things I spoke about and kind of just go into some of the things and the details in the movie. But before I go into it, I want to give the praise and glory to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. All right, the Most High's true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh. His son's true name in the Hebrew is YAHAWASHI. All right, and I want to give salutations to all my fellow laborers out here across the four winds, beginning with the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone, double honors. All right, so I'm going to play this trailer, and I got a few precepts lined up, and that'll be it.
Scared?
All right, so basically, and I'm gonna be giving some spoilers, so just heads up. So you had this kid who was a drone pilot, and he had made a decision to basically, because he had a bunch of his fellow Marines, they was or his army people, whatever. They were in a situation to where they were in another country, and they were about to get ready to lose a lot of lives. About 40 men were about to get ready to die. And he made the decision to go against the orders to not strike the place. But he made the decision. He said, if I don't strike this place, we're going to lose all 40 men, as opposed to just the 2 that's already wounded. If I go ahead and strike now, we'll just lose those 2 and we'll save 38. So he ended up making that decision. And, he got reprimanded for that. That wasn't because he went against orders. And so they ended up sending him to be with this guy. They took him to military court, and he had to go see this guy, which is not a man at all. He's pretty much, and they use the word biotech, 4th generation biotech. So he's pretty much a humanoid. He's a machine that has the face of a human. And the funny thing about it is the Jake that was with him, or the young pilot, he asked him, so why did they make you look like this instead of blonde hair and blue eyes? And guess what he said? He said, because they wanted to use a face that would be able to basically be a better neutralizer. All right, because they know that if they created this machine and he went into these other countries with blonde hair, blue eyes, looking like the devil, all right, these countries would have their guards up. All right, because nobody trusts this fucking devil, man. You see? So they said if we use if we put a so-called blackface on them, people will be more likely to trust in them. All right, because we are Jerusalem, the city of peace. All right, this is 2 Maccabees chapter 5, verse 19. Nevertheless, God did not choose the people for the place's sake, but the place for the people's sake. All right, so when we speak about Israel and Jerusalem, all right, these are a people before they're a place. And further edification on that, when you go to Revelation 21:2, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Now, is this speaking about a whole bunch of buildings and streets? And no, it's speaking about a people coming down from the heavens, coming down from above, okay? The holy city, New Jerusalem, these are people. These are going to be the elect that are taken up, all right, during the time of the Lord's second coming, once the World War III destruction, all right, takes place. All right, they're going to be gathered by the angels, taken up, and then they're going to be coming down as the Apostle John saw. All right, so Jerusalem, which means Yerushalayim in the Hebrew, city of peace. Okay. Matter of fact, let's look that up in the Hebrew and just see what it says. Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, Yerushalayim, teaching of peace, the chief city of Palestine, capital of the United Kingdom, and the nation is split. Teaching of peace. Yerah is one of the root words. Yerah, flow is water. To throw, cast, pour, shot. To teach, to instruct. Okay. Through, cast, direct, inform. All right, but see, and then you have shalom, which means peace, or shalom, shalom, to be safe, to be at peace, to be in covenant of peace, be at, sound. All right, so these devils wanted to create a machine that had a look of peace because we are the people of peace. That's why we greet each other. We say shalom, peace unto you. All right, so, and then you saw here in the beginning, you had machines that were loaded up with guns. Now, these were 100% machines. And if you're familiar with the company Boston Dynamics, they've been creating these different machines, these robotic machines, these robotic dogs that walk, that dance, that jump, that tote guns, can catch a gun, can load a gun, can shoot the gun, all right, can dance, can touch his toes, do all kind of shit. All right, and they showed it in this movie, and this movie is supposedly taking place in the near future, 2035. So Esau is showing you that, it's going to be a reality to where you see these things in person. You're going to see these things in the streets, in buildings, and stores. These are going to be part of the police force. Why? Because this is the sword, of Esau. This is Genesis 27 chapter, verse 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven, and by thy sword shalt thou live. Okay, so Esau's blessing is the fatness of the earth and the sword, right? And when you jump up to verse 41, it says, And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing, wherefore his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right, and Esau is going to be using this type of technology, this type of weaponry, the sword, to come after his brother Jacob. And best believe, this isn't too far off, this whole thing here. Because like he told the kid when he asked, he said, what the fuck are you? He said he was 4th generation biotech. All right. And then like in the movie Terminator Dark Fate, you had the Grace. She was sent from the future to protect Danny. And she was asked, like, what are you? Are you human? She said, of course. Yeah, I'm human. I'm just augmented. Augmented means she's enhanced. She was enhanced with this type of technology that made her run faster, have, sharper senses, hear better, fight better or whatever. All right. This is not Genesis. It's like it is Revelation, the 6th chapter, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. Okay, there was a great sword given, all right, into Esau Edom. All right, this is who this red horse is speaking about. And I'm gonna get this because what ended up happening in the movie, so the machine, what was his name? His name was Captain Leo. Okay, this guy here, the badass, kicking ass. All right, his name was Captain Leo, and what happened was, all right, he was the world's first, cyborg soldier or whatnot. And he was badass, but United States was using him, okay, to pretty much take, well, I don't know if it was the takeover, but whatever, but they wanted to stop Russia. They wanted to disarm Russia and shit. And Russia and Ukraine had some people over there that he ended up basically going AWOL and defecting and going with them because he realized that what Babylon was doing was wicked and that they needed to be stopped. So that's the cool thing about it. He ended up becoming an enemy to Babylon, and he ended up making a deal where he ended up basically planning to shoot missiles on Babylon, okay, from Russia, man. That's prophetic. The whole movie was pretty dope. It was pretty prophetic, the whole thing, but he ended up having a plan to shoot missiles on Babylon, man. Now, of course, they ain't, well, you'll check it out. You'll see. But that's prophetic because that's going to happen, man. This is Jeremiah 50, verse 9. It says, "For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country." All right, Russia, that whole region, man, the EU. "And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as one of a mighty expert. None shall return in vain." And what are those arrows? Those arrows are those missiles, man. All right, they're all going to shoot missiles over here, and they won't return in vain. Let me get that real quick. Revelation 17 chapter, the 16th verse. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." All right. So, this thing is going to happen. All right. And the movie showed it, but they ain't allow it to happen. Something happened and whatever. But, that was the plan of one while. And I was cheering that shit on. I was like, yes. I was hoping it was going to wild out. I know they ain't going to let that shit happen, though. Something going to happen. Jeremiah 50, verse 9, "For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as one of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord. Because you were glad, because you rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because you are grown fat as the heifer grass and bellow as bulls. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nation shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert." All right, that's the future of this place. "Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord." So everyone that has missiles, use those missiles and shoot them on Babylon, saith the Lord. "Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance upon her as she hath done, do unto her." All right, that links up with Revelation, the 18th chapter, verse 5. Right? "Cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land. Israel is scattered sheep. The lions have driven them away. First the king of Assyria hath devoured him, and last the Nebuchadrezzar, king of Babylon, hath broken his bones. Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will punish the king of Babylon and his land, as I have punished the king of Assyria. And I will bring Israel again to his habitation, and shall feed on Carmel and Bashan, and his soul shall be satisfied upon Mount Ephraim and Gilead. In those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none. And the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found, for I will pardon them whom I reserve." All right, we're going to be pardoned through the blood of the Lamb. All right, go up against the land of Merathaim. Okay, let's look up that word Merathaim. because we're in the land of Maritime now. Maritime, double rebellion, another name for Babylon. And this place is twice the rebellion of any of these nations in the past, man. All right, another name for Babylon. This is Marathaim. All right, Marathaim. So it says, how do I get back? Close tools. 21, go up against the land of Maritime, even against it and against the inhabitants of Puerto, waste and utterly destroy after them, saith the Lord, and do according to all that I have commanded thee. All right. Why? Because you go up to Revelation 17 and 17. It says, for YAHAWASHI have put in their hearts or in their minds to fulfill his will. You see? So that links up right here. All right, verse 21, again, saith the Lord, and do according to all that I have commanded thee, man. The Lord is going to command this to happen. Verse 22, a sound of battle was in the land and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? You see, and this whole chapter just is badass. We can keep reading. Verse 24, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. The Lord hath opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation, all right, which are what? Going to be those missiles. All right, ICBM missiles. For this is the work of the Lord God of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. Come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses, cast up her heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. All right, and in modern day, ancient Babylon is what they call Iraq now. This ain't speaking about Iraq. Like, you still got civilization, you still got people there, you know, Baghdad and all that shit. So this ain't speaking about modern day Babylon from the ancient world. It's speaking about the virgin daughter of Babylon. All right, this is where we at right now in the West. Yeah, man, it's a lot in this one. A lot of meat on this bone. Let's keep going. 26, let nothing of her be left. Verse 27, slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. And we're in the beginning of the Lord visiting the earth, especially Babylon. Verse 28, the voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord our God, the vengeance of his temple. Let's look at that word vengeance. Naquam, vengeance. Vengeance by God, by Israel, by enemies of Israel. Avengement, whether the act or the passion. Avenge. Okay. Verse 29, call together the archers against Babylon, those who gonna shoot, who gonna bend the bow. All ye that bend the bow, cap against it round about, let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she have done, do unto her. For she have been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. Woo! Therefore shall her young man fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord God of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. You see? The day is coming where YAHAWASHI is going to visit this bitch, man. See, we can't visit this bitch. We can't, ain't nothing we can do. We have to wait on the Lord to rise up to the prey. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. Verse 33, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. All right, the children of Israel, the children of Judah, the northern and southern kingdom, the so-called the blacks, all right, West Indians, Haitians, Negros. Then you have Israel, the so-called Latin tribes and the Native American tribes. Verse 34, their Redeemer, capital R, is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause. He's going to judge for us. Plead goes into the Hebrew word shapat, which means judge. Okay, that he may give rest to the land in disquiet, and we are the land, all right, as well as our actual land. It needs rest. The whole earth needs rest because we're the rulers of the earth. The whole earth is ours. And disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and end that, man. Lord willing, the point was proven. You know, this film Outside the Wire was dope as hell, man. I'm probably gonna watch it again in a few minutes. But yeah, Lord willing, I was edifying and informative. Shalom.